What's a Vanitas?
We're not going anywhere unless we unlock the energy.
Oh man, there was some crazy stuff going on Twitter that was actually really funny. I don't know if I don't know if I think he's just a general reviewer. He does movies and video games. But the guy's called Angry Joe, and I guess he kind of just like threw a feeler out there about, you know, hey, maybe I'll do a Kingdom Hearts 3 review when it comes out, and people told him to, you know, play the games that came before it. Yes, of the Angry Joe show. So he said something about, when Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, I'm going to review it. And a bunch of people told him, hey, you should probably play all the games that come before it, otherwise you're going to be really confused. And there were also some Kingdom Hearts elitists who were like, no, you can't play Kingdom Hearts 3, you have to play all the games before it. So some people got upset about it, some people told him, like, hey, you should probably do this. And then he flipped around, he's like, oh, Kingdom Hearts fans are elitist, like, if I want to play Kingdom Hearts 3, blah, 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 then I should be allowed to. It's like, yeah, it's not a problem if you play it, but if you're reviewing it and if you don't know the story of Kingdom Hearts, you're going to be very confused. You're not going to be able to give an accurate picture of what Kingdom Hearts 3 is. Gameplay stands on its own. But the story is there's so much to it that jumping into Kingdom Hearts 3 without getting the stuff previous, you're going to be very confused, you're going to be very lost, you're not going to be able to give an accurate representation of the game, you're not going to be able to give an accurate review. Like, you wouldn't start the Harry Potter movies in Harry Potter 6 or 7. I haven't watched any of them, but I assume you don't just jump in on Harry Potter 6 or 7. You wouldn't start watching Lord of the Rings on, with Return of the King, and then complain about being confused. It's like, no, there's 2 movies preceding it, and there's a lot of, like, you have to watch them before. And it's the same thing with Kingdom Hearts is a serialized video game series, so you have to check up on the previous entries, otherwise the next one isn't going to make sense. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, people are getting upset. They're like, oh, you should just be able to go right into a game, and you should just be able to jump into any game in the series. It's like, no, that's for some games like Just Cause or Final Fantasy or Grand Theft Auto, like stuff like that is episodic. Every game stands on its own because it has its own story within. But Kingdom Hearts is very much not that. It's a serialized series, so it's not an unfair expectation to say, hey, play the games that precede it, especially since they just released the all-in-one package on the digital store. Pay $100, you get all the games, including the new one when it comes out. Like, it's not too much to ask to play that you play all the games preceding it, but, whatever. I don't care. I'm going to play the game, and I don't care what people think about Kingdom Hearts, because it's a ridiculous series, and it's just a game. That's my biggest thing. It seems you have some unique functions. I'll go with you to the canyon. You'll need someone who can interface with the energy core, right? If you say so. Thanks, Tron. Well, The Witcher is the same sort of thing where it's more episodic, isn't it? Like, each game kind of stands on its own. I'm just trying to make sense.
There.
If you want to jump in the third entry in a series and be confused, that's fine. I mean, that's your prerogative. No one can force you to do everything before it, but when you're confused, it's your own fault, and it's not it's not unfair for people to criticize. Like, if you jump into the third part of a series and you're confused on what's happening, it's not the fault of the people who made the game, or it's your fault for jumping in when there's story preceding it. You can't say, "Oh man, this game is really confusing. The developers did a poor job of developing the story." No, you did a poor job of getting into the series. But I don't care. I've done my research. I've spent too much time on Kingdom Hearts.